Let's get to it. Most disrespected figures in the National Football League. Today's draft. Chris, you have a question for me.
Oh, I do. It's movie related. I know this is a movie you like, okay? Rodney Dangerfield, who played Al Cervic in Caddyshack. I don't know if I said the last.
Triple Lindy.
All right, yeah. What was his occupation in the movie?
He was a contractor. He was like a builder.
Yeah, all right, we'll give it to you.
Cervic Construction.
Yep, Cervic Construction, land developer. Way to go. Man, yeah, you really –
Oh, my arm.
I didn't know if you would get that, but I guess you do know that movie that well.
The whole idea is Rodney Dangerfield always said, I don't get no respect, so that's the purpose of today's draft, the guys who were disrespected. And I think there's a difference between – it's subtle. There's a difference between not getting respect and being affirmatively disrespected. So there's a subtlety there.
There
Chris,
is.
Or as you may say, a subtlety there.
Well,
so let me show you how it's done. All right?
Yes, but I do think you're right,
pick,
and I just want to make – you're right, because it's not about guys that are underrated, right? That's what you basically said that first one. It's about your disrespect, right? How you disrespect
Constant
me
disrespect.
on a daily basis with your words.
Exactly.
Right.
Constantly the subject of criticism that is unwarranted. And I'm going to begin with a team that we were just talking about, but not the guy that we were talking about. My first pick in this draft is Mike Tomlin, one of the finest coaches in all of football, one of the better coaches in the history of football. We've talked about this recently. When guys leave the Steelers, guys who, by all appearances, hadn't been a problem, they go somewhere else and they're a problem. It's like, well, why didn't we know about this? We didn't know about it because Mike Tomlin is able to get his guys, whoever they are, whatever their issues, whatever their problems, whatever their personalities, he gets them all on the same page. He gets the most out of them. He makes chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what, especially last year. If they made it to the playoffs last year, he'd have been the PFT Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't make him the Coach of the Year because they didn't make it to the playoffs, but he took a horrible situation, no Le'Veon Bell, no Antonio Brown, no Ben Roethlisberger, and he turned it into something that almost took them to the playoffs. And if they'd have gotten to the playoffs, they'd have been dangerous in the playoffs. They are a dangerous team week in and week out, year in and year out. And I think if he had done what he's done with any team other than the Steelers, where we've come to expect over the last 50 years that this is going to be a good team, we'd appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And what makes it affirmative disrespect is you talk to anybody in Pittsburgh, you talk to a Steelers fan, they lose 2 games in a row, fire Mike Tomlin.
No doubt.
They fall out of the playoff stage, fire Mike Tomlin. Just wait. If they ever fire Mike Tomlin, wait and see what he does somewhere else, and wait and see what his replacement does in Pittsburgh.
Well, I mean, I'm really proud of you for this pick. It's a great pick. I mean, it really is. He's easily one of the most disrespected people, coaches, that we've seen in the NFL over the last few years. There's no doubt about it. An unbelievable communicator, unbelievable at motivating guys and doing all that. And, yeah, they've had some personalities up there. And I'm proud of you, too, because, I mean, I feel like when I first got on this show, you weren't sure – what he was as a guy, but I think you've seen enough to go, wait, this guy is, kind of what you just explained. So way to self-scout yourself and realize what a good coach and how disrespected he is. I like that. I like that about you.
Don't take credit. Don't take credit for me changing my position. You're very in a very nuanced way.
Yes.
More nuanced than you were capable of 3 years ago when you started working with me. You're trying to take credit.
Yes.
For my change of tune.
I am.
Right.
I am trying to take credit. You're exactly right. All right. Well, I'm going to somebody this offseason, right, that I just feel is disrespected. Dak Prescott. He's going to be my first pick. I mean, damn. Don't pay him the money. He doesn't deserve it. I mean, oh, geez, God forbid he drives a hard bargain with the richest owner in football. Oh, my gosh. We should just play with Andy Dalton this year. What? Insanity for the guy who led football in passing yards and one of the most explosive arms in football, throwing the ball down the field. Listen, I understand if we want to push back against the narrative of maybe he shouldn't get $38, $40 million a year. Okay, that's cool. But for the narrative to have changed, can the Cowboys win without Dak Prescott? Is Dak Prescott a franchise quarterback? Yes, he's proved it for 4 years in a freaking row. So get over it. And I just don't like that. So I feel like he has been disrespected.
Yeah, and he's disrespected by fans, by media, and by the team that has refused to pay him.
Yeah.
Now, they're paying him $31.4 million this year. We should all be so underappreciated, but they've refused to give him that long-term contract that he has earned. All right, next one for me. Speaking of self-scouting thyself, get your flower out. You got your flower ready?
Oh, baby.
You know
bingo. We have a bingo. All our producers thought you would pick him. They all called it before. They all said it. So,
he is disrespected, even if I'm one of the main culprits. Kirk Cousins is disrespected. Look, last year, and after he was openly disrespected by Adam Thielen.
Does it count, though, if you're the ringleader of the disrespecters? Does it count?
I don't care.
Apparently you don't.
I don't care.
Okay.
But after he was disrespected by Adam Thielen, who called him out, Stephon Diggs, who went AWOL for several days, that did something. That woke this guy up, and he had a great statistical run last year. And he made, the throw of his career against the Saints in overtime of the playoffs. And we talked to him at the Super Bowl, how that will potentially carry over. We've lost track of all that this year because of the pandemic. But I think that now he's a great example for what Kirk Cousins or for what Derek Carr needs to do. Kirk Cousins takes the abuse and he gets pissed about it, but he doesn't go whine about it. He doesn't block people on Twitter about it. He doesn't go curl up in a ball and turn the light on and off over and over again. He goes out and he shows you, I can do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to stick it to you. And that's what Derek Carr needs to do. What Kirk Cousins did last year when he was taking it both internally and externally from all of us, people like me, from Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. And I guarantee you one of the reasons Stephon Diggs isn't in Minnesota anymore is because he and Kirk Cousins just don't see eye to eye. I think that motivates him too. And I think he's been disrespected by teammates, by media, by fans, and maybe this is his year. Maybe this is his year where he takes it to the next level, Chris.
Yeah, I hope so. But either way, I mean, your point's real. He has been disrespected. The contract stuff, everything there. I get it. But he's still top half of football starting quarterback. And yes, at times, for whatever reason, people talk about him like he's one of the 5 worst quarterbacks in football, and that's where it's not fair. And so, wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with you so far. Really, 2 good picks. It's like chicken soup for the soul here. You're doing well. You might have won the draft already. I'm not even sure. But here we go.
Wow, you're conceding.
Well, those are 2 good ones, and you're showing me
let's see what you got.
Such great, self-scouting. I'm going with Josh Allen. I'm going with my boy Blue. I'm going with Josh Allen. Yes. I mean, Josh Allen, no matter what he does, he threw for 400 yards and ran for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns? His accuracy is a problem. What? He just made 10 unbelievable throws that nobody on the planet can make. Wait, his team went to the playoffs. Wait, his team had a big lead in the playoffs. Why? Because he was making freakish type plays out on the football field. To me, the people won't let the theme of what they saw in college go away from Josh Allen. I mean, 500 yards rushing, 9 touchdown passes, team goes to the playoffs, challenges the Patriots in the AFC East, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Yeah, 58.8% completion percentage. Okay, he's not Drew Brees. He can do some other things that Drew Brees can't do either. So I just get sick of hearing that crap all the time. He's a franchise guy. He's a difference maker. And I just feel like he doesn't – I feel like you've heard me say this. If other people had some of his resume already in the NFL, I feel like we'd be pumping them up a whole lot more than we pump up Josh Allen.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, and I'm not surprised that you're twisting the narrative to get into one of your guys. Here's one I'm going to do. My last one. I could go a lot of different ways. Yeah. I'm going Adam Gase, the Jets head coach.
Okay.
There's just it's like a among the media, he's terrible, he's no good. It's like, people, he took the Dolphins to the playoffs his first year on the job there, and then it was one hardship after another, and he never complained about it. You lose Ryan Tannehill, you have your schedule turned upside down by a hurricane, you've got this injury, you've got that injury, you got this guy who's a malcontent, you got that guy who's a malcontent, and then you come to New York, and you become Manish Mehta's personal pincushion for an entire year and a half, and Jamal Adams takes aim. I mean, they were 6-2 last year, the final 8 games of the year. with everything that went wrong for that team last year. Sam Darnold's got mono. C.J. Mosley's out for the year. They went 6-2 down the stretch. And it's like there's this rush. When's he going to get fired? When's he going to get fired? Got to get him fired. It's like, people, wake up and look at what this guy's done as a head coach. Look at what he's done with quarterbacks. And look, the pressure's on him now because regardless of the reality, the narrative is he's hanging by a thread.
Right.
This is his chance to show everybody that they're full of crap.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't. I know we talked about this last week. It does not make sense to me, the disrespect that he gets, certainly. And yeah, that Manish Mehta jumping on with Jamal Adams and that crap that went on last week added fuel to the fire. And, you've heard me say, drives me crazy because the whole fan base up here was going, Jamal Adams, he's a poison, he's a cancer, get him off of our team. And then he said that, and they're like, well, we believe every word he says. So I don't like that. All right. So
all right, make your pick.
I know, because I want to go Rodgers. I want to go Carson Wentz. I'm very tempted, but I'm not going. I'm going to Eric Bieniemy, okay? Yeah. The guy that's the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs that, can't really get a sniff for being a head coach in football, but yet is a big part of coaching one of the best offenses in football. Gosh, he coached Adrian Peterson back in the day, through some of his best years of his career. I mean, wherever he's gone, he's been great, and nobody will give him respect in the NFL and really give him a legitimate chance to get hired. And I don't like it, especially when the two guys previous to him, as in Peterson and Nagy, get jobs right away, and he doesn't. So he's been disrespected.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.